Here's your November 2020 energy update. November is going to be tumultuous, so here's what you need to do. Hi, I'm Saratoga Ocean, and I help people to spiritually awaken so they can enter a conscious path of ascension. And be sure to subscribe so you catch all my videos to support you on your awakening and ascension journey. Okay, so November 2020 is going to be tumultuous. And we are going to have to get very honest with ourselves on many different levels, because this really is a turning point, you guys. So there's going to be a whole new level of awakening happening, but it's not going to be just the one that you think. We're going to start waking up from all of the lies that we've been telling ourselves on a collective basis. All of the spiritual explanations about why all of this duality is somehow positive. All of the lies about why pain and suffering are somehow necessary for some outlandish spiritual reason. See, we really have to learn how to let go of what doesn't work anymore, what is not serving us and is not serving our highest and best interest. And how do we know that we've been telling ourselves lies? Well, go to your heart. Your heart will always tell you the truth. And that can be a little bit difficult because the heart could actually function as a confrontational force of love. It will absolutely confront any excuses, any spiritual excuses you have bought into or believed in, that this negativity, this duality, this pain and suffering is important for some spiritual reason. Your heart is going to confront those false beliefs. And that's a good thing. See, your heart is a lifeline to reality. And it's really time that we grab a hold of that lifeline and start to trust our hearts and trust ourselves, because that's just step one to what we really need to be doing in this month of November to navigate through everything that's going on. Now, I want to share something else with you guys that happened on Wednesday morning. Here's what happened, you guys. It was so amazing. I kept seeing, almost like seeing behind the veil, and I saw this dragon that was just enraged. It was like a fire-breathing dragon that was just so full of rage. It was like thrashing around and shooting giant fire everywhere. So I was trying to get a read on what exactly is going on with this thing, because I knew that this dragon thing was what was behind all of this junk. The sense I had of it was sort of like not totally stable. Like on the one hand, it was freaking out because it was maybe going to lose something. And then it would shift into, okay, now I got control. And then it was like, well, maybe I'm going to lose something. But then it was shifting into, okay, I got control. But it was not stable is what I'm trying to say. But man, the rage was like, whoa, it was profound. So I think that's a little bit of what's going on energetically behind the scenes right now. And it's going to be really interesting to see what comes from that in the coming days and what that is really all about. It's just going to be fascinating to see what happens from here. Now, here's something else really interesting I want to share with you guys. I realize that I have to completely reset the way I am doing everything. And I think more than anything else right now is that we need to be extremely wary of the media. And I am talking about the media in all forms, absolutely including social media, because I think it's pretty clear now that the media is going to be used to break us down. And I really have a concern that for some people who get really hooked into the media, it could even cause nervous breakdowns. And this is what I saw that they were going to do to us on election night. I saw that they were going to take their treachery to a whole new level. Because, you know, when they start saying that only certain corporate media outlets are allowed to say anything at all about this, guys, that's pretty bad. Now, here's another interesting little story for you guys. So I wrote this book, A Guide for Lightworkers by Archangel Michael. I wrote this book in 2015. And the first half of the book is I wrote it by his inspiration. And then the second half of the book is completely channeled by Archangel Michael. So I wrote this book in 2015, and I never really promoted this book. I mean, I have it on my website. It's like, well, yeah, it's there if you want it. But I never felt inspired to promote it. I know it sounds really weird, right? You're not supposed to do that, but that's what I did because I kept feeling like, I don't know if people are really ready for this yet. I feel like people are just a little too comfortable to really want to see what's in this book. So anyway, yesterday I picked up this book again, which I haven't looked at in a while, and I started reading it. And I was like, oh my gosh, you guys, there are so many answers in this book to what is happening right now. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I want to share this with you because you really ought to consider getting this book. It's on Amazon. I'm shamelessly promoting it now because I really believe this will give you so much comfort, so much clarity, so much insight. I mean, Archangel Michael explains everything. There's stuff in here, exactly how to connect with your heart, specifics. He explains the entire picture. It's amazing. You can get this on Amazon, you guys. I think this is a hardcover version. It's also in softcover. I'm pretty sure it's still in an ebook version. If you're in a country where you can't get the physical copy, I'd recommend the physical copy because then you're not looking at a screen. But if you can only do the ebook, then do it because I'm telling you guys, it's going to give you so much comfort. It really is. Yeah, so A Guide for Lightworkers by Archangel Michael. I will put the link in the description, and I hope you will do that for yourself and get the book because I really think it's going to help you tremendously in the situation that we are in. Okay, so back to November 2020. I have no idea what they have planned for us in November, but I don't think it's going to be good. See, we have kind of lost control of our physical situation on this planet. But see, the truth is we lost control a very, very long time ago. The only difference now is we're just waking up to that fact because it's not being hidden anymore. It's all being illuminated. Now, here's the good news. You don't have to get totally freaked out about this because it's really a sign from the universe. The universe is telling us so clearly, hey guys, you need to look somewhere else for your answers. You've been looking in all the wrong places. You need to look somewhere else. It's not like there's not an answer. Of course there's an answer, but you need to stop looking in the same old places and coming up with the same empty-handedness. See, when all of your beliefs are failing you, all it means is that those beliefs were wrong. That's all it means. It's not something to be upset about. It's just something to wake up to and say, okay, I think I'm ready to look in a different place. So that's something that I would highly recommend you pay attention to in the month of November. Really increase your level of self-awareness overall. So now let me give you guys some important suggestions for the month of November. The first thing you need to do is completely reset how you use your phone and how you interact with the internet. These things are portals into the AI universe, and this is the first place where you need to establish clear boundaries and control because these things have completely overtaken our planet. We cannot escape them, but we certainly can gain a great deal of control over how we use them and interact with them. So I'm not suggesting that you can completely eliminate this from your life because most of us can't. But the reason to establish control is because it is imperative that you gain a good measure of peace and stability and a feeling of control over your own experience. You need to firmly establish some level of well-being in your experience. It's absolutely essential, guys. It's not optional anymore. So here's what I recommend for you. Wherever or if ever you need to interact with the internet, I highly recommend that you only do so with the things that support you and lift you up. Only interact with things on the internet that actually benefit you. You don't want to interact with those forces that just want to tear you down and destroy you. And I have another suggestion. If you want to take it, I know it's a hard one. I would recommend that you stay away from all forms of online entertainment like movies and games and all that stuff. These things are all designed to manipulate your emotions and give you an avenue to escape by going completely unconscious. So it's not really an escape at all. It's completely fake. And what you can do instead is try to find some form of physical entertainment. Start to do some form of art. You can make a decision to really upgrade your physical body and work on your body and your health. And this could feel really quite hard at first because you might not be used to being physically present and creative in your life. But just keep going anyway, because if you do, you're going to come to love it. And it's going to strengthen you and empower you in ways that you are truly going to need. I'm offering you guys all of these suggestions, which are ways to live as a fully conscious cosmic being who is taking excellent care of themselves under the conditions that we are all living through right now. So just to recap, what you probably want to focus on in November is this. You want to pause and reset your consciousness and start to become fully present in your body and in your physical life, because that's where your strength is. That's what's going to keep you centered, focused, and conscious, as things will get probably a whole lot crazier. You want to cut the cords of internet manipulation. You can definitely make the effort to stay informed, but don't allow yourself to be emotionally destroyed. And if you enjoy YouTube, watch the videos that support you and give you strength. And stay away from videos that move you into a state of despair. The most important thing that we can all do right now as cosmic beings, as light workers, starseeds, and way showers, is to fully anchor our consciousness in alignment with our natural selves. Because what I suspect is coming in November, and probably even beyond November, is potentially the onslaught of a level of psychological and emotional destruction, the likes of which we probably haven't seen before. Now, why would that happen? It's because they've never had this degree of access to our consciousness. We've given them so much access through the internet that they can now put all kinds of junk into our experience. So I'm giving you the suggestions I'm giving you so that you can step aside and just let it go by you. And you are not putting yourself in a place where you can just be pummeled by that stuff. See, we can't afford that anymore, you guys. We really need to take care of ourselves. We have to stop giving them so much access to our consciousness. So my biggest message for you for November is to take command of your consciousness now. Get fully present in your physical body. Gather your strength this month. Cut off their access to be able to emotionally manipulate you, and allow that light within to empower you more and more and more, because you're really going to be needing that, you guys. Now, I have one more thing that I'm putting together right now that I think is going to help you enormously if it's something you're interested in. It's going to be a new online course called How to Work with the Angels to Create an Amazing Life. Now, what motivated me to start creating this is because I think we really need that powerful angelic connection right now, because the angels, there's so many angels available to help us right now, and it's going to be of such great service to ourselves if we are very clear about how to connect with them in a way that is most empowering and in a way that is co-creative with the angels themselves. So right now I have set up a waiting list for anyone who's interested. You can sign up for that, the link will be in the description below. So if you get on that wait list, you'll be the first one to know as soon as this is available. So that's it for November, you guys. It's okay to recognize that November is likely to be very tumultuous and very chaotic. But when you recognize that from a place of empowerment within yourself, it gives you an actual opportunity to become even stronger, more clear, more conscious, and far more empowered as the cosmic creator that you truly are. So I think the way to look at the month of November 2020 is to say, okay, this is my opportunity to reset my life, reset my consciousness, and learn how I can navigate through the craziness with strength and power and clarity. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it out with anyone else who you feel would benefit from this information. And be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because I am here every Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday with new videos to support you on your awakening and ascension journey. And with that, I'm sending you so much love and light and positive energy. Stay peaceful, my friends, and I will see you in the next video. Namaste, everyone.